You hear the name Vera Wang and you instantly think high fashion, right? Bridal gowns, red carpets, the whole thing. But what if I told you her incredible journey didn't start with some amazing design sketch, but with a soul-crushing failure? So, can a failed dream actually lead to a billion-dollar empire? Well, Vera Wang is living proof that the answer is a huge, resounding yes. But the path she took from that massive disappointment to becoming a global icon, that's a whole story of patience, reinvention, and, well, finding your passion where you least expect it. Just look at that, 21 years. That's a huge gap, right? That's the space between one dream completely ending and a whole new legacy beginning. So today, we're gonna dive into what happened in those 2 decades, because that's where the real story is. That's what laid the foundation for everything that came next. Okay, so before all the gowns, before the red carpets, Vera Wang's first life was on the ice. And we're not talking about a casual weekend hobby here. This was an all-consuming passion that literally defined her entire youth. I mean, she lived and breathed figure skating. Think about it. While her friends were, at the beach, Vera was already on the ice by 4 a.m., training for 7 hours, before noon even hit. And get this, she wasn't jealous of them. She actually said she felt sorry for them. In her mind, they were living a good life, sure, but she was living a passion. Her whole world was focused on this one single goal, making the US Olympic team. And then, it was over. After all those years of grueling dedication, all that sacrifice, the dream just came to this abrupt, painful end. She didn't make the team. You have to understand, this wasn't just, oh, I missed a goal. No, this was a full-blown identity crisis. The one thing she had poured her entire life into was just gone. And suddenly she had to figure out who she even was without it. So, what do you do? What do you do when your life's passion just completely implodes at 19 years old? Well, for Vera, it was the start of something totally unplanned. This 2-decade-long apprenticeship, you could call it, right in the very heart of the fashion world. So after she left the ice, she pivoted hard. She landed a job at Vogue and, believe it or not, quickly became their youngest ever senior fashion editor. But she still had that itch to design. Her dad, who was a really practical businessman, basically told her, look, if you want to design, you need real-world experience, not just magazine life. So she went to Ralph Lauren. She ended up climbing the ranks at the two most iconic places in American fashion, just soaking up every single lesson she could. Vogue was basically her university. She herself called the experience grueling, and I bet it was. But man, it was a priceless education. Style, photography, the sheer discipline of fashion. She learned from the absolute best in the business, and that's where she developed what she calls her eye. But here's the thing, just like with skating, that ultimate goal she was working towards at Vogue, it slipped right through her fingers. The top job, editor-in-chief, opened up, and she was passed over for, Anna Wintour. So here we go again, another huge disappointment, another failure. Okay, so after 2 really crushing setbacks, you'd think she'd have some grand plan, right? Nope. What changed everything wasn't some master strategy. It was a simple, personal frustration that finally sparked her true calling. 40. Let that sink in. At an age when a lot of careers are hitting their peak, or even winding down, Vera Wang was just getting started on the work that would define her entire legacy. And the problem was so simple, it's almost funny. She's planning her own wedding, right? She starts looking for a dress and nothing. She just could not find a single wedding dress that she, a modern 40-year-old woman with an incredible fashion sense, would actually want to wear. The whole market was just flooded with these, as she put it, formulaic gowns, frills and poof everywhere. And this is where her dad comes in again. Ever the businessman, he saw way more than just a dress. He saw a massive, completely underserved market. He's the one who realized that bridal was this perfect, focused niche where she could bring all of that high fashion expertise she'd been building for 20 years. So what did she do? With a $4,000 loan from her dad, she just went for it. She took the leap. At 40 years old, she launched her own brand from a little salon on Madison Avenue. She was finally a designer on her own terms. And listen, she didn't just enter the bridal industry. She completely blew it up and revolutionized it. She brought this high fashion sensibility to a world that, let's be honest, desperately needed it. Her vision was so clear. A bride should look like herself, not like some fluffy confection from a fairy tale. So she brought in these sleek, modern silhouettes. She used daring colors. We're talking black, nude, even red. She focused on movement and comfort. She basically broke every single rule in the book, and modern women, they went crazy for it. They absolutely loved it. And what started with that one little bridal salon, it just exploded. Her brand went from just bridal to the red carpet, dressing basically everyone, from Michelle Obama to Ariana Grande. Then came the accessible lines with places like Kohl's, fragrances, stuff for your home, even menswear. She built a true global lifestyle empire. So now, she's in her 70s, and when you look back, her journey just offers these incredibly powerful lessons about careers, creativity, and, what success really truly means. Her whole philosophy, it's built on the lessons from those so-called failures. Her big piece of advice for young designers is get paid to learn. Go work for other people, soak up all that knowledge, just like she did. And you see, all that discipline from skating, that amazing eye she got from Vogue, none of that was wasted time. It was the essential foundation for her entire brand. And this quote, this just perfectly captures her mindset. She never feels successful. For her, it isn't some destination you just arrive at, It's not a finish line you cross. It's this continuous, and she'd say sometimes excruciating, process of creating, reinventing, and always trying to do better. I mean, her whole journey is just a testament to that idea of continuous evolution. Even after building $1 billion brand from scratch, she's still not done. By selling her company but staying on as the chief creative officer, she's making sure it has a global future. It just goes to show reinvention never ever stops. And really, that's the big takeaway here, isn't it? Vera Wang redefined her entire life at 40. It just proves it is never too late to pivot, to start over, and to build something truly incredible from all the lessons of your past. So it makes you wonder, what reinvention is waiting for you? Thanks for joining us for this explainer.